causes multiple sclerosis? We know it affects the central nervous system, including the brain and spinal cord.
About 2.5 million people worldwide have been diagnosed with MS. 400,000 Americans, and one of them joins us this morning.
Vita Coffey is here along with Kai Jorgensen, co-authors of Little versus Hope. Thanks for stopping by.
Little V's Hope. It's
V's
nice
Hope,
to have you here, Vita.
So let's talk about
you.
let's talk about your story. How were you diagnosed, and I guess what were the things that I guess you started noticing that you said something's wrong here?
Well, actually, I never noticed anything until one night I woke up, I fell, and my whole right side was numb. And I couldn't walk, I couldn't talk, I couldn't move. They thought I had a stroke. So they took me into the hospital and they realized I didn't have a stroke. They did all these tests, they still couldn't find anything. And then it wasn't, I went home, recovered, and then it took about 3 months before all of a sudden it happened again. And so then they took me in and they found out I had MS.
You entered into a risky trial.
I did.
Why, and what were you hoping to achieve through it?
Well, one thing I wanted to do was when I wanted to get better. And everything I did throughout the 10 years that I had MS, everybody said, no, you're going to be in a wheelchair. I can't believe that you want to do this. Why do you want to switch drugs? We don't have enough information. And then when this research trial came up, I thought, you know what? I need to do this, otherwise I wouldn't be sitting here today. And one of the other things is because I didn't want my kids to have this. I didn't want your kids to have this. I wanted to make sure the MS community had as much information as they could to make the right decisions for the next generation. So that's why, one of the reasons why I did this risky trial.
You're
So how
walking
are
around?
you feeling? Yeah.
Right.
Are you cured, or I guess what?
Not cured.
Okay.
Never
what's
cured.
your status?
I'm considered in remission. And I've been 4 years out from my stem cell bone marrow transplant, and they have people who are 10 years out. And some of them have started to have some MS symptoms that have come back. And if I get sick, some of my MS symptoms come back. Like if I have a fever, I get off balance, I can't talk very well, I can't think very well, but other than that, I'm doing pretty good.
Your mobility is remarkable,
Yes.
and that was one of the things that I was surprised in meeting you today.
Well, for 10 years I walked with a cane, and then sometimes I was in a wheelchair, and at times I went blind, and I was blind like for 3 weeks, and at times I couldn't hear, and at times I couldn't even get out of my bed at night. I've had to have stitches because I fell against my dresser or something like that. And it was a scary situation, you know, because you never know what you're going to wake up with every day.
Wow.
And my MS was one of the very few that I had exacerbations continually, like throughout the year.
Well,
So,
and then that period where you couldn't see, you just don't know if you're going to be able to
no,
see
and
again.
I used to go, God, do I resign myself to this, or do I just accept it?
But
And
you
I
kept
accepted
trying,
it.
right? You
Right.
said yes.
Oh,
The two of you met in an unlikely way, sort of, Kai. How did you meet Vita and then form this co-authorship?
Well, I used to work for Apple at the Apple Store here in Omaha, and Vita was one of my customers there, and I had the pleasure of working with her regularly on just teaching her how to use her computer equipment, and I learned that she had MS, and I was very surprised because she's so bubbly and upbeat, and she mentioned that she had kept a journal from her diagnosis in 2000 and had continued to write it through when we had met. And she was interested in having somebody edit this and organize it in a fashion that would make it read like a book. So what we did was decided to keep it in her words, and we included letters that friends and family wrote to her as well, and letters Vita wrote to them, and some she didn't even send because they were meant to be delivered after her death.
Yeah, Little V's Hope. And so who do you want to read it, and I guess what do you want them to learn from this book?
Well, as Vita mentioned, she wants to, her goal with her whole research study is to spread awareness of multiple sclerosis, and I guess her main goal with the book primarily, though, is to inspire people to never resign themselves to the status quo, to always keep hope and search for the answers that they need.
You'll be at the Bookworm,
Yes, we
signing
will.
copies of Little V's Hope. When?
Sunday, the 26th, from 1 to 4.
And there's the information, of course, most of us know where the Bookworm is, but the address
Well,
is
you
there
know,
in
it's
case you
moved.
don't.
It has moved.
It
It's
has
on
moved.
90th and
That
Center.
is so
Yes.
true. That is so true.
It's on 90th and
It's
Center.
a
Wine and
90th.
refreshments there. The
Right.
website is vitacoffey.com. We hope you're getting great reviews.
Oh, thanks.
And the response has been nothing but warm and wonderful
Oh,
for the
thank you.
book. It's great to have you here
And
today.
thank you for having us.
Of
I
course.
really
Kai,
appreciate it.
nice
Thanks
to
for
meet
having
you.
us.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it. Some new